We spend an enormous amount of our lives trying to engineer the world around us. We obsess over curating our environment and managing how others perceive us, convinced that if we can just get all the external pieces to align, we will finally feel safe. But those gears always shatter. This anxiety drives a cycle of people-pleasing. We agonize over what is being said behind our backs, often by those who focus on the lives of others while leaving the faults in their own unaddressed. Overextending yourself to please the crowd rarely achieves the intended result. You can lie down for people to walk on you, and they will still complain that you are not flat enough. This animated diagram illustrates the reality of seeking sympathy. When you broadcast your problems, 80% of people do not care. The remaining 20% are glad you have them. Seeking validation from others is a mathematical guarantee of misery. Trying to mold the world to fit your expectations ensures you remain perpetually disappointed. This reliance on the external world creates a continuous loop of psychological punishment. We suffer through anxiety trying to dictate a future we cannot control, and we carry the weight of guilt over a past we cannot change. Overthinking takes root. It ruins neutral situations, twists simple interactions into crises, and forces you to agonize over futile questions, making reality feel far worse than it actually is. We pour energy into one-sided relationships, hoping that effort will equal affection. But you cannot love someone enough to make them love you back. Eventually, the people who demand the most from you are the ones who do the absolute least in return, leaving you emotionally exhausted. These desperate attempts to control the external environment only leave us feeling completely out of control and used. The breaking point is inevitable. There are moments when the mask falls off, and the fragile illusions we built about our relationships are forcibly exposed. These painful events serve as necessary teachers. Each sharp disappointment makes you more skillful, and every betrayal forces you to become more intelligent in how you navigate the world. When an event occurs, logic diverges into two paths. Understanding who someone truly is requires observing their spontaneous reaction. A person's true colors emerge when your usefulness to them drops to zero. The expected action vanishes. The system clears them out to protect your future. Disappointment functions as a filter. It clears the path by removing individuals who are not aligned with your future. You have to learn to step away from narcissists who drain your energy and avoid anyone who uses their own pain as an excuse to cause you harm. Setting boundaries requires the ability to say no and then ignore the guilt trip that follows. Accepting the apology you never received removes the burden of waiting for others to validate your pain. It severs the chain connecting your peace of mind to someone else's remorse. Strict boundaries and the prioritization of mental health serve as mandatory survival mechanisms. They protect the resources you need to function. Setting ruthless boundaries is the first step in taking your power back. It stops the external world from draining you and returns the focus to the internal self. Once you abandon the need to manage everyone else, a quiet realization sets in. If you want to control things, you have only one target, your own mind. Emotional sovereignty is absolute. Inner peace begins the moment you refuse to allow another person or a random event to dictate how you feel. Blaming others gives them power over your well-being. Taking uncompromising responsibility for all of your problems alleviates more suffering than it creates. The pursuit of perfection is a disease that results in paralysis. Imperfect action is the cure, steadily carving through obstacles that overthinking could never move. Stop the habit of looking back at the pain of the past. Time spent looking backward is time stolen from what you are capable of building today. Treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. Exercise your mind, fix your physical routines, and keep the promises you make to yourself to build self-trust. There is one inescapable reality. You are the only person who has to be with yourself 100% of the time. Stop trying to force the crowd to conform to your desires. Focusing entirely on mastering your own actions builds a resilient life, independent of the noise.